Can you see the PowerPoint I'm sharing?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. This is the field of psychology. Let's start by the first one. What's meant by physiological processes? Physiological processes, not psychology. These are other processes. Physiological processes are the normal physical activities, such as breathing, sleeping, which take place in any living organism. As we know that humans, animals, or any living organisms do or have to do these physiological processes every day. We need to breathe, we need to sleep, we need to eat, we need to do all the other physiological processes. So, Noreen, you have to say something, go ahead. Yes, Noreen. Yes.
I think she wanted to tell you that she entered.
She entered, I know. Okay, no problem. Now do not interrupt about for any reason till I finish. Okay, let's go back to our lesson and concentrate because I'm going to be asking questions during the session. What's meant by physiological processes? These are normal physical activities that any living creatures or any living organism will do during their normal day. Now, what's the difference between physiological processes and cognitive one? Or what's meant by the cognitive? Cognitive involves conscious intellectual activities, such as thinking, reasoning, or remembering all ways of processing information. So when you are using your brain to think, to have reasons, or to see the reasons behind any problem, or to remember information, or even to process the information that you have, these have to deal with the cognitive one. So we need to differentiate between three main things: psychological, cognitive, and physiological, cognitive, and psychology. What's meant by psychology is totally different. Psychology has to deal with, as you can see, the scientific study of behaviors and mental processes. Such study involves both animal and human behaviors. Psychology covers everything that people think, feel, or do. So we have three main processes. We have the physiological one, the cognitive one, and the psychological one. The psychological covers the behaviors. What's the reasons behind our behaviors? And if you concentrate enough, and if we know the reasons behind people's behavior, we'll be able to tell why they are acting like this. Psychology can provide us with the insight. Insight means the act or the result. Why? To be being aware why the inner nature of things. For example, why someone is behaving in this, like behaving or dealing with this such a behavior in this situation. Okay, so before I proceed more, who can tell me what's meant by physiological processes? Physiological processes? Please raise hands or I have to choose randomly. Yassine, go ahead. What's meant?
Physical activities.
Thank you
like
very much.
And walking.
Thank you, Yassine. Okay, Yassine. What's meant by cognitive ones? What's meant by cognitive one? Hassan Gouda, go ahead.
Activities like thinking, processing
Information or reasoning. Thank you very much, Hassan. Kunuz, tell me what's meant by psychology? What's meant by psychology? From what you understand. Kunuz? Kunuz, go ahead, unmute yourself. Okay, Tel Kunuz seems to have a problem. Okay. Yahya Awad, go ahead. Yahya Awad.
Study of behaviors and mental processes.
Thank you, Yahya. Yes, this is the study of the behavior. We look or we have deep insight why people are acting like this, why people are acting like this. So let's have an example. Then later on, we're going to be watching videos which will have the most incredible facts about this. Insight, psychology provides us with insight. What insight means the act or the result of being aware of the inner nature of things. How can psychology provide us with insight into behaviors? Let's have an example. We will find a student. There is a student who finds himself shy in a situation. Okay, he keeps asking himself, why is he shy? Because of something inside him? Is he a shy student? Or does it involve something that makes him uncomfortable or makes him shy? You'll find that this student is shy only during parties or during celebrations. But if they have a library group or a meeting or scientific meeting, he's okay. So when we study his behavior, we will find that he is only uncomfortable with unstructured social groups, which doesn't give us the meaning that he's shy. No, he's not shy. He just doesn't like the unstructured groups. He likes everything to be organized, even if he's having a party. This is kind of characters. This is his kind of personality. So we cannot judge people according to their behaviors. No, we need to look behind their behaviors. Okay, that's why psychology provides us with the insight. Let's move to the next one. How do psychologists avoid false conclusion? We can have like a group and sit and ask ourselves why he's acting like this, why I feel sad in this situation. But before this, no, psychologists are science people. They tend to follow certain steps. They tend to seek to do 4 things in the scientific and systematic study of humans. They need to describe, explain, predict, and influence. So psychologists are like other scientists. They don't just judge people. No, they need to sit and follow the right steps in order to see why people are acting like this. But before we go through the 4 steps, I'd like to ask you a question. Do you think that your mental health could affect your physiological health? يعني if you have a problem or if you are thinking about a problem.
الصوت قطع.
Okay, again, I'm gonna tell you again. Do you think that your mental health could affect your general health? يعني if you have a problem, مثلا, if you are thinking about a problem, it could affect your general health?
Of course.
Yes.
So can you explain it to me, Hala? Huh?
It
Give me an
differs from
example.
person.
Okay, I know it's
يعني-
different, huh? Give me an example from your real life.
When I'm nervous, my throat hurts.
Thank you very much. Yes. Anyone has more examples? Anyone can tell us examples from their real life? Guys, we all feel it. And for example, for myself, when I feel tension or if I am nervous, I have a headache. So my mental health affects my general health. So anyone has these symptoms in his life? If you can, yes, go ahead. Give me an example.
Like if I'm nervous وكده يعني ده سكر بقى وضغط and these things.
What's meant by سكر and ضغط? تدرس.
Yes.
You mean that it could affect your health, right?
Yes.
Thank you very much. So let's move back to the PowerPoint presentation. As we said that people who study psychology or psychologists avoid the false conclusion. They don't just judge people. No, they follow certain steps, or actually 4 scientific steps and systematic steps of studying humans and also at the same time animals, because animals are considered living organisms. So the first describe the behavior. At the beginning, they describe the behavior. Then they try to explain it, predict what will happen in the future, and try to influence it so it won't be dangerous or it will be going in a better way. So the first goal of psychologists is to acquire the information. They start by acquiring information about the behavior they are studying, to present what's known once the facts have been understood and restated better study of the behavior in question. So we can begin to point that psychology takes the nature of a scientific study. So at the beginning, they start by taking a behavior and they study to describe it, what's happening, restate it, and also restudy it again to know what exactly that behavior. Then they start questioning or they start asking questions about it. And they collect all the answers, trying to explain the phenomena or explain the problem, explain the behavior. So they tend to explain what we call psychological principles. Okay, so when they are studying any kind of behavior, they are doing what's meant by hypothesis, which is an assumption or prediction about behavior or phenomena that's tested enough through scientific research. They are doing an assumption or a prediction about a behavior. So they find any irregular behavior, they start by studying it, then they're doing predictions about it. Then they are testing it enough through scientific research, not just anybody coming and start to study it. No, we need a certain scientific steps. Also, we come to what's meant by theory. After they are have studied the behavior more and tested and restated and then retested again, they come to a theory, which is a set of assumptions used to explain the phenomena and offered for scientific study. Then when they come to a conclusion with the theory, they come to predict the results that will human and animals do in the situation and also predict their future behaviors. So before we proceed more, we need to know more about what are or how do psychologists avoid false conclusion. What are the 4 steps they are following during this scientific research? Who can tell me? What are the 4 steps?
Miss again.
What are the 4 steps that psychologists follow in order to study a behavior?
Explain, predict, influence, and describe.
First, describe, explain, predict, and influence. Okay, these are the 4 main steps. Describe the behavior or the problem, then asking questions about it, then they're trying to explain it more, and to come to a theory, then they predict what will happen after that, and at the end they try to influence in order to avoid any problems in the future. Today I have a video about 15 facts that could blow your minds. You'll be very surprised at these facts, but I'll start by playing the video, okay? But I will ask you a question, then I will start playing the video, then I will stop and take your answers. The first one, before we start watching the video, do you think that excellent people, or they have excellent minds, okay, if they have excellent minds, they are excellent really, or the people who try it over and over again? Which are more excellent, or which are more smart? The people who try over and over again, or the people who can figure out the problem at the very beginning or from the first time? Give me your opinion.
People who try it over and over again.
Yes, actually people tend to think that no, if you can figure out the problem from the very beginning, so you are very smart. But actually, it's not. Actually, it's not. People who try over and over again, they are much smarter than the people who figure it out from the very beginning. Because if you figure a problem from the very beginning, you then give yourself a chance in order to get into details. But the people who try over and over again, at every time, they will find more details. So we will see the first part of the video, which give us the same information. If you can see the video, just give me a confirmation. I'll try to work it and tell me. Okay, guys, can you hear it?
No.
When it started, didn't you hear it?
No.
I will try again and please tell me.
Okay. No.
الصوت بعيد قوي مش
No, miss.
هنسمعه.
No.
You can't hear it?
No.
Oh, maybe it's a problem with the voice itself. I will try something else and tell me.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Now you can hear?
No.
Still no.
No.
Okay, let me explain the first, let me explain it myself. Let me start, I'm going to send you the link so you can watch it later. Let me start by the first one. This theory is based on something happened. People used to know that lemon could be used to invent the invisible ink. As you know, we have something called invisible ink that spies use it in order to write letters and so on. So the one who knows this fact is very intelligent because he knows that lemon could be used in order to invent the invisible ink. He used it on his face. He covered his face with lemon and he went to a bank in order to rob this bank. But of course, the lemon didn't make his face to be invisible. So he was arrested and put into jail. So that means, of course, he's intelligent and he's very genius. And he discovered that ink or invisible ink that comes from lemon could be used, but he wasn't good because he didn't try it over and over again, which prove our theory about you need to try over and over again in order to master your skills. So who is the intelligent one? The one who can figure out the information from the very beginning, or the one who tries over and over again? Let's back to our question.
From the very beginning.
From the very beginning?
No, over again.
Yes, if you can get it from over, because this man in our story, he knew that lemon could cover your face. It is used as magic or invisible ink. And he covered his face with lemon and he went to a bank in order to steal it. But does the lemon or do the lemons can make his face invisible?
Yes, هو مين ده؟
Someone. He was very intelligent and he knew that lemon is used in order to invent the invisible ink. So he used it on his face to cover up his face and he went to the bank in order to steal it. But unfortunately, he was captured and put into jail. So he's excellent, he's genius, but he didn't test his theory. So we need to test our theories over and over again. So if we have it, how can we benefit from this in your life as a students? If we have an excellent student who can understand the information from the very beginning, and we have someone who tries over and over again, and it is real, guys. When we have a test, and I have two kinds of students, someone who understands from the very beginning, and someone who tries over and over again, wallahi, I swear to God that this person, the second one, who tries over and over again, gets better marks than the one who is excellent. So that could be beneficial in your life. You need to study over and over again and never ever to give up. Never give up. You can be as excellent as anyone in the world. You can try, always try. You can do whatever anyone can do. because I feel, sometimes I meet students who tell me, Miss, I can't do this. No, you can do anything. You have the power inside you. The session is about to end, so I'm going to have like a quick revision. Anyone want to ask me any question about the session?
No, thank you.
Okay, so today again, we have covered the definition of physiological processes, the definition of cognitive, difference between physiological processes, cognitive, and psychology. Okay, and we have covered also how do psychologists avoid false conclusion by following the 4 scientific or systematic study of humans, the 4 steps. We have talked about how to describe a problem, explain it, predict it. Next time, inshallah, we're going to be talking how to influence people. Describe a problem, as I told you in the case of the shy student. We feel that one of our friends, he's always shy, he's always shy. No, he's not shy. He could be not comfortable with the unorganized stuff. He needs structured social groups, not unstructured social groups. He will work very fine in a laboratory, but he doesn't work very fine in a party. This is his character or personality. This is how to look behind or have insight to the behavior. The second one, to explain the problem. We have to explain it, predict what will happen. For example, someone will react to this behavior different from another one. And the fourth one is how to influence this behavior in order to avoid problems in the future. This is what we will be talking about, inshallah, next session. Do you have any questions, guys?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yalla, see you next time.
Bye bye.
All right.
Bye.
All right.